Okay, guys, how's everyone doing today? I hope you are having a fantastic, phenomenal day. Thank you so much for stopping by. We're gonna do my humble self and the rest of the co-creators community on this wonderful channel. We'll do our utmost best to keep you in a state of highest excitement, highest joy, highest exhilaration. Lesson number 8, you're doing incredibly well. But before we go there, traditionally we're going back to lesson number 7 for a very quick recap. Lesson number 7 was about choosing your boss script. The boss script stands for base operating system script. It's base because it's the equivalent for our consciousness slash mentality, what operating system is for the hardware of our computers or mobile phones. It's like Microsoft Windows or Android or iOS. It's that software that allows your hardware to communicate with other softwares. It predetermines which other software you can communicate with, aka which people you can align yourself with, and also which apps you can download from the open source of the internet, aka the equivalent of belief systems. If you have the Android, then perhaps you won't be able to download the apps intended for Apple, for iOS. So the same thing here. It's essentially using the plain English, the boss script is the worldview, it's the cultural zeitgeist, it's the reality distortion field, it's your cognitive and confirmation biases, it's the rosy glasses through which you perceive the entirety of reality, and everything that comes into your wonderful brain will be filtered through your boss script. And that's why it predetermines which belief systems and which people you will align yourself with depending on your boss script. Very quick example: if someone asks me that, hey, we are scaling our company, we have had 150 people, so we have mid-level business, but we want to go onto global market, we're tackling the American market first, JP, please come on board and just help us to take it to the next stage. If I come in and let's say it turns out that most of the management are from the humanist perspective, humanist boss script, then perhaps I will not be introducing them to the concept that, hey guys, do you know that using your consciousness and your super consciousness, you are capable of co-creating slash manifesting reality in accordance to your dreams and desires. Maybe I'm not gonna go there with them because maybe that belief systems is just not conducive to the boss script. It just doesn't compute. They do not choose to believe it possible quite yet. Maybe they'll change their mind, maybe I'll change our strategies, but either way, this is how your boss script predetermines which software will be compatible, which people will be compatible. But the most important factor will be lesson number 8, which is the values of your team. And what are values? Values are very simply what is most important for us. So this is the first question you'll be asking to yourself, and then you'll be asking your team, and then you'll be asking the people that you affiliate with. So what is the most important thing for me? There's a very simple way of ascertaining it. Just answer a few questions. Am I spending the most time on it? Am I investing the most energy into it? Am I spending most money on it? These 3 things really usually predetermine what is most important thing for you. And also, as you have as you guessed it, because you guys are so powerful and so intuitive, the values are align themselves in a list. There's a priority list of your values, and today's homework will be to find 3 items which are at the top of your values list. Once again, like with belief systems, like with boss scripts, there are no good or bad answer. There are not good values, bad values. There are no true values, no false values. We don't use those definitions because we appreciate that they are just stepping stones in a consciousness expansion, aka the learning curve journey. We know that values, just like belief systems, just like boss scripts, just like people on our team, just like ourselves, all of it is subject to change. In the multiverse, one of the most primary laws is the law of change, that the change is the only constant. Everything else is subject to change apart from the change itself, the fact of existence of change. So bearing that in mind, the 3 most important things, for example, no pressure, it's your game of life, but 3 most important things could be my family, my career, money. That's just as a simple example. My family is the most important for me. That's the second vertical of my why. That's us. These are the people who are the numero uno. They are the highest priority, appreciated. My career is whether it's you're still working for someone or you're making that big step of working for yourself and then just marketing yourself towards the billions of your fellow human beings who need you right now as we speak. That's still part of the career, whether you work for someone else or you work for yourself or you work for the people. That's under the same framework of the definition of career. So that's very important to you. That's what pays the bills. That's what allows you to make an impact on the planet Earth. And lastly, of course, money, because if you have money, then you have greater impact. You can inspire others to follow their highest excitement and their dreams. So money is super important. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with having money high up on your value spectrum, far from it. Many entrepreneurs and many investors have money very high up on the value spectrum. So this is essentially it. And as you go along, as you develop your game of life, your algorithm of overcoming the challenges that the life will throw at you, you will expand your list and then you will change your list. You will add items, you will change items, you will reshuffle items. This is your game of life. You are the co-creator of your reality. You are the grand architect of your destiny. You will play the game of life however you please. But values are super important because values allow, remember the first lesson, the size and symmetry of your why. Remember the second lesson, so we were talking about the three indices, the happiness index, the love versus fear, and then the alignment / cohesion. Cohesion is when you are acting as a unit, when you have many different minds, many different hearts, but they are aligned. They are having the boss scripts, the belief systems, and the destination. There's a vision there, there's a goal, and everyone is heading more or less in the same direction. And of course, there's a friction. Of course, there's misalignment. But if we have aligned values, then we will always go back in together. You will work with the people who have different boss scripts than you. You will work with the people that have different belief systems than you. And that's perfectly fine, because remember, we do not have negative belief systems. We only have adaptability. If you are adaptable, you will adjust, you will change, and other people will change with you. However, the one thing that will predetermine how congruent you are, how cohesive you are, how aligned you are, what is your trust index, the second index of the three indices of your why, second lesson, that's going to be predetermined by your values. The greatest relationships based on planet Earth, whether it's business or social or personal or romantic relationships, I know you have heard that meme that the opposites attract each other, but the strong aligned values retain each other. It's a little bit like with that meme of that gentleman who has said that making loads of money is super easy, retaining money is super hard, which by the way tells a lot about his boss script and his belief systems and his values, but that's another story. But this is essentially it. The most powerful couples are the ones who have the high priority values strongly aligned with each other. Case in point, you have had Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs, very powerful personalities, and powerful personalities tend to clash when they disagree. They have had different visions, like we should take Apple here, we should take Apple there. However, they have been a team for a very long time, and they always remained loving and respectful towards each other because they have had one value, and that one key value is passion. It's love for technology, that they have seen. Both of them were great visionaries. They have seen the potentiality of technology, and thanks to the fact that they have had that great love and passion for technology, we have the capacity of communicating with one another, because perhaps you are consuming this video vis-a-vis the medium of your smartphone, which wouldn't be as proliferated as it has been if it weren't for that incredible passion, for the love of that value called technology for both Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. So values are super important. Another example, the Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, amazing investors. Many people say the greatest investors on the planet Earth. They have differences of opinion, they have different belief systems, perhaps they even have different boss scripts, but they have one value in common: the passion, the love of mathematics. That's what investment is. Mathematics is just, you just looking at the people. That's the most important variable. In fact, we're going to be talking about Warren Buffett's investment strategies. Warren Buffett, he's a little bit like Frank Underwood from the House of Cards, depicted by, immortalized by incredible performance by the Kevin Spacey, when Frank Underwood said, "I love people. They stack so much better than money." This is kind of what Warren Buffett does. Warren just finds the best people in the industry, and he just buys them. He just takes over their businesses, he pays them, and he just adds it to his portfolio, their businesses. So you look at the people, you look at the business, aka the products, the services, you look at the market, and you work out probability. That's what placing the bets on the game within the framework of the game of life, playing the stock exchange. And Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger are great mathematicians, but they are just practical mathematicians. They're employing the love for mathematics practically, and then the market, aka the people, tell them whether they were correct or incorrect based on how they placed their bets, how they worked out the probability that this person is great, this product is great, this market is great. So that's, once again, they are aligned with the value, the love of mathematics. Values are that thing that will allow whether your relationship will last few minutes or few days or few months or few decades. Values is what keeps people together. You will have different boss scripts, you will have different belief systems, you will have different people on your teams, but values is what keeps all of us together. So this is super important. I cannot emphasize the importance of values sufficiently strong enough. Now, another thing that values predetermine is our proclivity of downloading the belief systems, the apps from the open source of the internet, and with AI, all those amazing tools that are waiting for you to be utilized to take you where you need to be in order to realize your highest excitement and live the life that you've always deserved. Those tools will be predetermined by your values and your boss script. That will be predetermining whether you will take those belief systems or not. Those, just to give you a specific example, remember the game of life challenge that we were teasing our newcomers with, that within many of you, and if you're ready, please do it. If you're not ready, take your time, no pressure. Your happiness index is of supreme importance to all of us. But when you're ready, you'll just put a date when you start your challenge, and essentially from that moment forth, you set yourself a goal that within 6 years you will utilize all the tools in order to build the greatest audience. And regardless of what you want to do, whether you want to build apps, or you want to build physical businesses, you want to do e-commerce, you want to do a social enterprise, whatever you want to do, you will be building audience, you will be building your presence using the social media and artificial intelligence. And essentially you want to get to the level of $1 million if you're in the United States, or 1 million pounds if you're in UK, or whatever other currency is in your local state. Whatever, that's your goal. But essentially it is a very high goal by the standards of most of the people. But we know for a fact that not only it's possible, it's if you know what you're doing, if you're following the great examples, if you utilize the right tools within the framework of your algorithm of life, it is highly probable that you're gonna do it. I mean, come on, you have guys from Twitch who are like 15-year-old millionaires because they were following the highest excitement of playing the video games and then sharing it with the community of the fellow gamers. So of course it is possible. Now, how probable it is, remember I've asked you about the second index, the trust index. How probable you think it is for you to generate that amount of money within that amount of time? And the reality, of course, is that it's, now I'm coming clean with you, you cannot know, because the answer to this question is just dependent on so many variables which are beyond the greatest of artificial intelligences which are available to the planet Earth and humanity at this moment in time. Will you get the right venture capitalists or angel investors? How saturated is your market? Will you follow your highest excitement, or have you found your highest excitement? Who are the people on your team? Are they dependable? Are they trustworthy? What is the happiness index of them? Are they aligned with your values of making an impact and following their highest excitements? These are all questions which are essentially mathematical variables, and there's so many of them that any gesture of it's just essentially a guesswork. Whenever I'm asking you about probability, it's just a guess, it's just an estimate, and it's not that you shouldn't try to do that. Oftentimes you will be doing that, but in reality it's not necessary. Now, what will predetermine whether you will reach that goal or not, what predetermines really the most important factor behind your trust index, is your values. When I'm asking you what's the probability of you reaching that goal, I'm asking you really what are values that will propel you towards that goal, that will get you up every single day and follow your highest excitement and follow your workflow on a consistent daily basis. And you will get better incrementally, tiny steps, but then you will start producing exponential results, slow at first and then critical mass, and then you're gonna skyrocket to the sky. You will literally become unstoppable as long as you keep going and you believe yourself and you align yourself with the right people. But whether you will do it or not, ultimately that depends on your values. So the question really is not what's the probability of you getting there. The question really is how much do you believe in yourself and how much do you want it? And how much do you want it, that depends on how aligned it is with your values, what's on your values list, and how congruent it is for you achieving that destiny, you achieving the state of financial independence and making an impact. So that leads us to the probability of the belief systems, that when you'll be downloading belief systems, remember, we don't say whether they're good or bad, we don't say whether they are true or not, we assign probability towards them, of them being true, and that probability will be essentially a reflection of how conducive those belief systems are to your values. That if those belief systems are aligning with where I want to be, so for example, I want to make love, I want to make friends, and I want to make money at the same time. I want to be an enlightened entrepreneur. I want to go around the world. I want to build schools promoting enlightened entrepreneurship as the fastest way of healing this planet. Just as an example, if that is my boss script and these are my values, that will predetermine what people I will attract into my reality, and also what will be the probability that I'm going to choose specific belief systems. And once I choose those belief systems, what will be my trust index towards those belief systems, what will be the probability that I will assign to those belief systems being true. And once again, it's just a guesswork. We're not attaching ourselves to anything, but the values are this important. The values will predetermine your belief systems and they will predetermine your people. And those two things are correlating with one another, and they are super, super, super important. So on that note, now that we have discussed the values, I would like to gently suggest to you, and once again, this is all within the purview of your discretion. You, the Grandmaster, I'm here for you, not the other way around. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you haven't yet subscribed, please be kind enough to consider that and spread it far and wide. Keep on spreading the love. Remember, it's not about creation, it's about co-creation. But should you be kind enough to indulge me to do that, maybe there's another tiny favor you'll be kind enough to indulge me with, and that's 4 tiny favors. Would you like to consider 4 items onto your priority list? Whereabouts you want to put them, it's up to you. Whether you want to include them, it's up to you. But essentially, I would like you to consider 4 things. When I was talking about the values of alignment between Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs and Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett, you've noticed that I've used a specific word, love. They love something. That's once again the key ingredient of the first index. The happiness index is essentially the outcome of the love versus fear spectrum. Love is the highest expression, fear is the lowest expression. Without love, none of it matters. You must love. This has to be your passion, your side gig, your business, your impact, your identity. Some of the people out there are just addicted to developing new businesses and then just selling them off because they love doing that. Love, aka the passion, the excitement, joy. This is one of the most important values, and so very few people include them within their own spectrum, within their own list of priorities. So please, 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 if unconditional love is too much or too metaphysical, call it passion. That is politically neutral. Wherever you are, whatever is your boss script, you can call it passion, and it shouldn't cause any queasiness or any and unnecessary reactions whatsoever. Call it passion. Is passion and is one of your values? The second thing that I would like you to consider, instead of your career, I would like you to reframe it as an impact. Remember when we were talking in the first lesson about your legacy, that you're not co-creating your business, your social enterprise, your charity, your political party, you're building your legacy. But the prelude, the first chapter of your legacy whilst you're still alive, that's called your reputation, and that's called your impact. Your impact will predetermine your reputation and vice versa. They're just two sides of the same coin. Just like geopolitics and global economy are two sides of the same coin. They pretend to be separate, but they're not. So impact, what do you want to, how do you want to impact your local community, your city, your country, your planet? What do you want to leave behind? What is your mark? What is your unique energy imprint? What do you want to leave behind? And what you're leaving behind starts today. So please, 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 second item on your list I would like you to consider is the impact. Third item on your list, remember the bottom vertical of your why. It's about the one, it's about singularity, it's about the entirety of humanity, it's about every single human being which is alive right now at this very moment. 9.1. Don't believe the official statistics. The correct figure is 9.1 billion people who are alive just like you. They have their dreams, they have their aspirations. I would like to consider that you have a powerful impact if you choose to believe you have one, and if you are aligned with sufficient amount of powerful people to co-create with them. Hopefully the world of greatest abundance and greatest prosperity and greatest freedom for all. Maxing out all KPIs, not just for yourself, not just for your team, but for the entirety of the planet. So the people, the third aspect, the third item on the priority list I would like you to consider is the people. And which people, it's up to you. It's your game of life. If you be so loving, and if you be so inclusive that you want to include all people, because hey, these are all my future co-creators slash subscribers slash clients slash customers, whatever term you want to use, it's up to you. I call humanity our spiritual family. It is your game of life. Use whatever definition works best for you. So that's the item number 3. Please, please, please consider having people as one of the very high of your values. And lastly, the planet Earth. Don't forget that we exist within the game of life is a third density multiplayer role-playing game, and there's 9.1 billion players, but they are playing within the framework of the game of life, planet Earth. So it's not just about the people, it's about sustainability, it's about the billions of other creatures which are sharing this wonderful planet with us. And sometimes maybe we're not maybe we tend to forget that we are not alone, guys. So perhaps we would like to expand our frame of reference and open our hearts to slightly more than just our fellow human beings. So these are the 4 items on the priority list that I kindly invite you. There's no pressure here, there's no suggestion, there are no subliminal messages. Everything is pure integrity. Take what you will, leave everything behind, modify it however you please. You are the grand architect of your destiny. But if you incorporate those 4 items, I'm telling you that you'll be making your character arc exponential in terms of your development, not just in terms of your money game. Your money is important, it's super important, but it's abundance, it's freedom, it's how much fun you're gonna have, it's how many people. One of the best part actually of being an enlightened entrepreneur is that you manifest in your reality some of the most amazing human beings available on the planet. That's just you will find almost invariably that whether it's athleticism, whether it's sports, whether it's entertainment, whether it's comedy, whether it's politics, or whether it's business, it's you have some of the most exhilarating people. They are the ones who excel in their respective industry, excel in their respective field, and invariably they turn out to be incredibly fascinating human beings. And once you become one of those people, you will start attracting those people into your reality, just like they will be attracting you into their reality. Once it happens, please, please, please take time to get to know them, learn as much as you can from them, because they've got so much to offer. I invite you, one of the best things about raising your social profile, becoming more exposed, raising your social cloud, however you wish to call it, becoming famous, if that's your proclivity, whatever it is, as long as it's within your highest excitement. But one of the best parts is ability to connect with some of the most amazing human beings available on this planet. And I sincerely wish that to you. A very quick word of advice, if you'll be kind enough to indulge me. Now, there's many of you who are still in what some call the disempowerment belief systems mode, the anchors of negativity, and many of you still choose to believe, that's a belief system, that it's luck, that oh, you were just lucky that you have become successful. Guys, many of those people in Britain and in United States, they are very kind human beings, they are very good human beings, they are very courteous human beings. But if you say something like that to them, many of them will excuse themselves and they just go, because in reality, I know it's unintentional, but this is an incredible insult. Like, you do not know what they have gone through, you do not know the amount of blood, sweat and tears, that the tens of thousands of hectoliters of the things that they had to give up, the sacrifice that they have to give physically, mentally and spiritually in order to get where they have been. So when you minimize it, and when you being negligent and invalidating the experiences by making such assumption where you have no idea how much they had to go through to be where they are, there's no judgment, there's no guilt, there's no blame here, but I think you would allow yourself to be a little bit insensitive towards other people's feelings. So please, please, please reconsider. I would advise you to listen to those stories without expectations, without preference, without judgment, without bias, and do not resort to such assumptions, to such belief systems, to such preconceived notions as luck. There's no such thing as luck. There's only blessing. If you are alive, if you are co-creating with this amazing community, if you are alive at this moment in time, you, just like everyone else, even though many of our brothers and sisters haven't yet subscribed and they're not part of this community, so they haven't allowed themselves to explore that option. But if you are alive, it's a blessing. Remember that powerful meme, like, future is a mystery, past is a history, today is a blessing. That's why it's called a present, because you're alive. Nothing, ultimately, nothing in reality, in natural world, there's only two modalities of operation: you grow or you die, and we're all growing, we're co-creating together. And that's why it's a greatest blessing. And perhaps as you allow yourself to reframe those messages, then you'll be more inclusive towards the greatest, the most positive belief systems. But that's, once again, goes back to values. Every time someone talks about luck, usually they have in mind not Luck, Lack, that they are essentially programming the subconscious with saying that, hey, I do not have that because someone else has something else, because they've gotten lucky, because you tell yourself that getting it is beyond your capacity of getting it, that is somehow beyond your control. It's never beyond your control. The three indices: happiness, trust and freedom, they are within your discretion. The people are within your discretion, even though many of you choose to believe that you are stuck in those abusive relationships. This is not the case. You are here now, you're safe, this is your safe space. And lastly, it's whatever challenge comes at your way, it's just a case of knowledge, skill set, the right people, it's the case of adaptability, and it's the case of humility. All of those are always within the framework of your discretion, as long as you choose to believe they are. So on that note, I hope you have had an amazing time. Please be kind, please be gentle, please be loving. Please consider those 4 items on your value system. The homework for today is start developing your priority list, your value list, because this is how important it will be for predetermine who will be on your team. And very soon we'll be discussing how to find your team, how to manifest your team. If you're just starting the content creation, you can start solo, not a problem at all, but very soon you will have to scale it higher. You just need to move faster. We need to produce results faster. So thank you ever so much for being kind enough to join us in this co-creation. Please have yourself a magnificent day. All the love, all the blessing. Stay blessed, stay sacred, stay excited, stay co-creative. And if there's anything you need from me, guys, I'm downstairs in the comment section. Until the next video, all the best to you guys. Mwah, 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 mwah.